I want to revisit again the FBI report speaking about black identity extremists. And they stated in that particular report that these black identity extremists pose a great threat to law enforcement, even though these so-called black identity extremists haven't done anything to police officers who are activists in the United States of America fighting for justice. But we have a story of the real extremists, and they won't give them a white identity extremist, but you had another white male shoot cops, 4 of them, have one of them critically injured because he was coming out on a domestic violence call because he was assaulting a woman, but yet they don't want to talk about the pattern of white males shooting cops.
Detective Mike Doty is very critical, hanging on to life.
Detective Mike Doty is a 12-year veteran of the York County Sheriff's Office and was serving on the SWAT team when he was shot early this morning. Only Channel 9 cameras were there to capture the desperate, life-saving efforts as Doty and 2 other SWAT members were transported to CMC Main in Charlotte. One arrived by ambulance at approximately 4:20 a.m. A short time later, 2 Med Center air helicopters transported the other wounded officers. While Detective Doty remains in critical condition, we've learned Sergeant Buddy Brown with the Sheriff's Office and Sergeant Kyle Cummings with York Police are stabilized and no longer facing life-threatening injuries. The canine handler, Sergeant Randy Clinton, who was shot first 3 hours before the others, is recovering in a York County hospital tonight. This is video of Sergeant Buddy Brown participating in a tactical shooting competition in 2013. He placed 6th out of 71. Remarkable video in light of this morning's shootings. York County Sheriff Kevin Tolson says his office is pulling together tonight.
Devastated, shaken, hurt, and supporting each other.
Now, the shooter's name was 47-year-old Christian Thomas McCall, and as you see, that's his picture in the thumbnail of the video. Now, he was assaulting a female. About time the officers arrived, he fled on foot. So he ran. Several law enforcement officers were looking for him in the initial search for the savage. A York City officer who had a police dog with him was shot and wounded just after 1 a.m. He was driven to the hospital in another officer's car. They searched the woods again. They were met by more gunfire, and 3 deputies were hit. The suspect was also wounded, so all 4 were taken to the hospital. The suspect had several long guns, according to the state law enforcement division spokesman, and he did not know the specific type of weapons. Now, 2 of the deputies were airlifted to the hospital. They said the deputies were awaiting surgery, and they were in very critical condition. Now, when they speak about this war on cops, and they try to relate it to black people, the facts don't back that up. The majority of the police shootings against cops are Caucasian males. Caucasian males are the only one in America who are allowed to go buy 60 guns and no one show up at their home. No one denies a Caucasian male firearms at the gun store, where you have black males try to buy firearms at the gun store and then they want to get denied. Why they buying so many guns? What they need them for? But you don't question Caucasian males or why they need so many guns. Every single time we have seen this, they over police black men, under police white men, and white men is the one is killing cops. If I was a cop, based on facts, I would be more concerned with the Caucasian male than the black male, because black males not gonna really challenge cops too much. They're gonna run. That's what black men are gonna do. These Caucasian males, they'll kill a cop, won't think twice about it. We just had another story reported just before the new year of another Caucasian male shooting at cops. But we don't want to say in reports based on facts, not lies, like the Black Identity Extremist report was. Wait a minute, Caucasian males are killing cops. We need to brand them. Wait a minute, Caucasian males are part of right-wing white supremacist groups who have committed the most domestic terrorism in the United States of America. But we're not going to talk about that, because they have the complexion for the protection. They can wild out, they can shoot cops, they can blow stuff up, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. As long as they have the complexion for the protection, no one is going to label them. But let it be a black person, let it be a brown person. You're going to create a whole division of the government to try to get at black and brown people. And when I say black and brown, I mean us as African American people and all the different people throughout the African nations. Brown people would consider of your Arabs, your Hispanics, etc. Non-white people is a better way to say that, because this system is broken up into that, white and non-white. And in the non-white, they have a little hierarchy, how they look at these other non-white groups. Some non-white groups are definitely above others, but as you being black, they definitely always want you at the bottom, because blacks is the one they fear. They don't fear really other groups. But this is the real people who wage a war on cops, not black people. So when you hear them saying that, there's no facts to back that up. Sure, every once in a while you will have a black man shoot at a cop. Yeah, you had it every once in a while. I've seen that. But it's not the norm. Trust me, it is not the norm. But Caucasian males shooting cops, it's the norm. Remember when the federal agents went out there with Clive and Bundy? He had white males, had guns trained on the federal officers. Now imagine you have black men doing that. They'll start a war. They'll bring all their military gear out and everything for black men. But, you know, that's why this country is going to hell in the handbasket. They're going to destroy it themselves. That's why I tell black people, stay out of the way. Keep out of their distance. Don't be involved with them in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Unless you get ate up with the plagues, it's going to happen to them. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Share the video, like the commentary, subscribe. Make sure you click the notification bell to find out when we post new news stories and live streams.